On a quiet morning in 2002, four surveyors walked together along a rural Georgia path, but only three of them made it home. The fourth, a young man named Christopher Thompkins, vanished in the span of seconds. No scream, no struggle, no trace. Just gone. What happened in those few steps has remained one of the most unsettling modern disappearances in America. Today, we lift the veil on a case where witnesses stood only feet away, yet saw nothing. A disappearance so sudden it defies belief and raises questions no one has answered. This is the story of Christopher Thompkins and the mystery of the path that swallowed him whole. Christopher was 20 years old, quiet, hardworking, and known for showing up early to his job as a land surveyor in Harris County, Georgia. January 25, 2002 began like any other. Cold air, morning dew. A simple assignment, marking property lines along a remote, wooded area near the county's backroads. There were four men that day. They walked in a straight line, each about 10 to 15 feet apart. Chris was last in line. They weren't far from civilization, yet the surroundings felt isolated. A fence line ran along the edge of the woods. Beyond it, deeper forest. Nothing seemed unusual until it was. At around 1 p.m., the men continued their steady walk. Chris walked behind, just close enough to hear the others talking. And then, in less than 1 second, according to his coworker, Chris was no longer there. Not running, not falling, not calling out, just missing, as if a curtain had dropped between him and the world. Startled, the crew retraced their steps. And that's when they found the first clue. One of Chris's blue work pants fibers, snagged on a barbed wire fence a few feet away. But that wasn't the only thing. On the ground nearby lay a single work boot, some coins, tiny threads from his pants, and a piece of fabric from his tool belt, as if he had been lifted or pulled with force. The men hadn't heard a sound, not a cry, not a struggle, nothing. Police would later say the scene looked strange, but offered little more. Search teams arrived quickly. Dogs picked up a scent, briefly, before losing it near the fence line. Helicopters scanned the woods. Ground crews swept the area for days. Nothing, no clothing, no body, no signs of injury, and no tracks leading the way. It was as if Chris walked behind his coworkers, stepped slightly off the path, and the world simply erased him. His mother believed someone had taken him. Authorities, however, had no suspects, no evidence, and no starting point. Without leads, the case slowly faded from the public eye, but the mystery only deepened. What happened to Christopher Thompkins? Several theories emerged, each unsettling in its own way. Theory 1. A sudden abduction. Some believe Chris was grabbed by someone hiding in the woods, pulled over the fence in seconds. But this would require perfect timing, complete silence, and incredible speed. And no footprints or signs of a struggle were found. Still, the fibers on the fence suggest contact with something, or someone beyond the path. Theory 2. A fall or accident. Could he have fallen into a ditch or sinkhole? Unlikely. Search teams found no holes, pits, or ravines he could have fallen into without being seen. Theory 3. Animal attack. Authorities floated the idea of a sudden animal attack, but experts rejected it. No blood, no drag marks, no torn clothing beyond the snag, and no animal could carry off a grown man silently within seconds. Theory 4. Voluntary disappearance. Some wondered if Chris ran away intentionally, but his family dismissed it immediately. He left all his belongings, wallet, phone, uniform, and had no motive to disappear. Beyond that, his coworkers would have seen him run past them. He was walking behind them, not ahead. This theory makes the least sense. Theory 5. Something paranormal. Some observers, especially online, turned to paranormal explanations, vanishing into thin air dimensional slip, being taken after contact with the fence a momentary tear in reality outlandish to some. But the physics of the disappearance leave room for imagination. No evidence supports the supernatural, but many argue it's the only theory that fits the speed, silence, and lack of trace. 23 years later, not a single piece of new evidence has surfaced. Chris's family still waits. His coworkers still can't explain what they did or didn't see. And investigators remain baffled by a disappearance that makes no logical sense. A man walked behind 3 people, and then he didn't. Was Christopher Thompkins taken? Did he encounter something in the woods no one else noticed? Or did he cross into a fate no one can fully comprehend? As always, the truth hides behind a veil. What do you think happened? Share your theory below. And join us next time as we uncover another mystery that refuses to stay buried.